very good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sandy Elson, and on behalf of the travel professional community and homebasedtravelagent.com, I welcome all of you to today's webinar. I'm very excited today to welcome ABC Global Services as our host. Our topic is ezBOOK by ABC, over 600,000 plus hotel options. We're happy to welcome our speakers for today's webinar. Patty Free is Vice President of Business Development for ABC Global Services. Patty is going to share all the great features, benefits, and value that ezBOOK brings to today's travel professional when it comes to booking hotels. Joining Patty today is Judy Boediger, Custom Service Manager for ezBOOK. Judy will walk you through a live demonstration of everything you need to know to get started booking hotels easier, faster, and earn you more commission. Before we get started, please remember that you are all muted, but we welcome your questions. You can type in your questions at any time in the question area you see on the right-hand panel of your screen. At the end of Patty and Judy's presentation, we will get to as many questions as we can. So now I'm going to turn the microphone over to Patty, who's going to start out for us, and I'll be back a little later with your questions. Welcome, Patty and Judy.
Well, thank you very much. We're delighted to be here speaking to this wonderful group. We've worked with Home-Based Travel Agent Association for many years and value your business. So let's get started. I want to tell you about ezBOOK. The first thing that you're going to see today, as Sandy mentioned, we have over 600,000 hotels worldwide. And ezBOOK really is the only booking engine you're going to need. And Judy is going to walk you through how to use it, the nuts and bolts. But let me give you a quick overview. We have what's called a super search, where all inventories are in one place. So you don't have to go to hotels.com. You don't have to go to Orbitz. You don't have to go to booking.com or to a GDS site or any other site that you may use. It's all here. We have GDS rates, and for many of you that may not know it, those are the rates that retail travel agents use, like American Express, Carlson, and those are the same rates you have access through the ezBOOK. And these rates typically are a credit card guarantee. So when you book the reservation, your client will pay when they arrive at the hotel. And these rates are usually cancelable. There's no penalty. The other rates that we have are web and OTAs, and you know these. These are hotels.com, Orbitz, some of those sites. And we have that inventory available, and we pay you a 10% commission. And what's new and very exciting, you're the first to see this in the webinar, is that we have booking.com. Now, why this is so important is booking.com is the world's largest booking site and the most used booking site in the world. So they're huge. And we have that inventory now. We pay you a 3% commission. If you were to book on booking.com, you wouldn't get anything. So this is a good site to use when your clients are going to want that inventory. You can book it. You can even add a service fee to that. We have easy net rates, which you can mark up to 15%. These are net rates that are prepaid. They are, at the time of booking, you need to prepay. They may be cancelable. You'll know what the cancellation penalty is. And, of course, we have net rates where you get to add your own commission. There's no cap on that. If you wanted to add $100, $200, $300, you could do that. As we mentioned, we have over 600,000 hotels in this site. That's huge. We have cancelable web and net rates. So, sometimes clients don't want to prepay because they're afraid it's so restricted. You don't have to worry about that. There are net rates and web rates that you can cancel. You can make up to 15% commission or more on the net rate inventory. We collect all the commissions for you. We have easy commission collection. So you don't have to worry, will I get paid? When will I get paid? We're going to make certain you get paid. As long as the stay hasn't been canceled or the client was a no-show, you're getting your commission. And the other great feature, you can add a service fee to any booking. We have agents that are adding service fees. Probably at least 30% of our agents do that regularly. And you know what's something to consider? If you're booking a car in hotels and you want to charge for those fees, you can add that fee onto the hotel booking. So keep that in mind. And we have dedicated agent support. Judy and her team are here to support you 7 days a week. And something very exciting that we have to offer you today, just for attending this webinar and learning all about ezBOOK, we're going to give away 2 prizes of a 50-cent gift certificate. So once you've entered and you stay for the whole webinar, we'll do those drawings at the end of today. So I'd like to present Judy. She's going to walk you through all the nuts and bolts of ezBOOK. And you're in great hands, and you'll learn a lot today. So thank you very much for attending.
Well, thank you, Patty, and welcome everybody. Thank you for joining us today. You should be seeing my screen right now, and this is the ezBOOK by ABC homepage. I do want to just log out for a moment because many of you I know have not logged in and signed up with ezBOOK. I just want to quickly walk you through the sign-up process. Agent registration is where most of our home-based agents belong. You're either with a host agency or perhaps an agency that is already registered with ezBOOK. If you have an agency with your own travel agent ID and you have not already registered with ezBOOK, you'd go through the agency registration. But again, most of you will click the agent registration. You'll enter all of your information, and then down here in agency information, there's where you're going to click I want to find my agency. You'll enter your agency, travel agency ID number, your CLIA, your IATA, whatever your agency tells you to use. You'll click Find Agency. Once it finds it, you'll close it, and your registration will then be attached to that agency. So once you've done that and your registration has been processed, you'll be able to sign into the ezBOOK page. And signing into the ezBOOK page, you go to the login screen. I do want to make note, many folks call me up saying that it's asking them to reset their password, and it's because in their username field, they have their email address instead of their username. So please make sure whatever username you use, and that can be your email, so that's a good note, but whatever username you use to sign up, that's what you need to enter in. And oops, I have my wrong password there. Bear with me one moment. And then you will log into the ezBOOK booking engine, the ezBOOK homepage, I should say. To click the Book Hotels Now engine is where you will go to book the reservations. And this brings you over to our ezBOOK booking engine page. I do wish to note that you will still have the ezBOOK homepage open if you need any reference from our ezBOOK page, but you'll also have our ezBOOK booking engine page. On the booking engine page, you'll notice 2 options. One is Book Hotels, one is Manage Orders. So booking hotels to book your pre and post cruises or any travel like that, you'll click on Book Hotels and it will open the search box for you. You'll start typing in the name of the city that your customer is going to, and in this case, I'm looking for Miami, Florida. They're leaving out of the cruise port in Miami, and I'm going to click from the drop-down the Miami, Florida location. That will open up our calendars, and I'm going to select their dates of travel, and they need to be there from the 19th to the 20th. If they needed more nights, I could use the plus and minus here, or I can simply select the dates on the calendar. I have 2 adults in the room, and I have no children. If you do put children in, you will need to add their ages. You can add up to 4 rooms per reservation. So if you have a couple of couples traveling together, going on a cruise together perhaps, you can make sure that availability at the hotel is there by booking the 4 rooms together. If you don't need that, you can simply remove. So you have add another room and remove room. Once you've got everything set and you have the number of adults, the number of rooms, the dates, and the city, you'll click the search button. This is actually now bringing together all of the hotels that are available in Miami, as well as all of those different inventory sources that Patty mentioned, the rates from Orbitz and Priceline and all of our net rate suppliers and Booking.com. So all of those rates are being gathered up and displayed to you in our results pages. When the results come up, you'll notice that the screen is segmented into 3 different columns. And we have our filters, our hotel cards, and our mapping. I also did want to point out up here there is a sort by. Currently we are sorted by price, and we are in ascending order. We can sort by name, by star rating, and by distance from the point of interest. Now currently my point of interest is Miami City Center. And we can sort ascending or descending using the sort order. You can also change the dates by clicking on this magnifying glass here. That will bring up that booking box again, and you can add another room if you need to, or change the dates, or if you don't need to do that, you can close that back out again and it'll bring you back to this page. You'll notice a little funnel up here that's similar to this funnel, and that just brings the hotel filters to the top here for you, but they are here on the side for you as well. The view that we're looking at currently, and that's this whole screen here, is what we call our map view. And again, it's got the filters, the cards, and the mapping. You can click on this little eye that's here and change from the map view to the card view. That will remove the map for you, but I think the map's neat, so I always like to leave that open. Moving over, we have our hotel filter section, and you can filter, if you know the hotel's name, you can filter by hotel name. You don't have to type in the whole name, just a part of it will do, and it will find any hotels that match what you've typed in here when you click that little magnifying glass. If you don't find the hotels you want, you can clear the filters and go back to your original results. We also have a point of interest search. Perhaps in Miami you want to be near South Beach. You would start typing it in. It'll find that from a Google location search, and it will then bring up only the hotels that are within 15 miles of your point of interest. So that's a great little feature that you have there. You can filter by price range if you only want hotels in a certain price range, and by star rating. Perhaps your customer only likes 5- and 4-star hotels. You can filter by the inventory types that Patty was telling you about, the GDS, which is the Hotel Direct rate, the web rates, which are the OTA rates, such as Orbitz and Priceline, and then our net and EasyNet. And the net is our base rate. You do add any markup to that. The EasyNet takes all the work out of that for you and automatically adds a 15% markup to the base net rate, so you don't have to do any work about adding the markup. Another great feature that's unique to ezBOOK is you can filter by room type. Perhaps you have 2 gentlemen traveling together. They wish to share a room, but they don't want to share a bed. If you click the 2 double beds, it will only return rates that have 2 double beds in them for you. You can always clear your filter and go back to your initial results if you don't like the results that appear. One other thing I did want to show, we have the ability to filter to make sure that breakfast is included with the rate as well, and you can filter by hotels that offer that. Moving over, you do have the hotel cards, and it tells you the hotel names and the address and the star rating and how far they are from the point of interest. This hotel is 6.56 miles, and again, I switched my point of interest back to Miami, Florida, because I cleared my filters. So it's 6.56 miles from Miami City Center. Moving over, I wanted to point out the mapping. So you'll notice that there's a map, and it's got little blue pin dots with numbers. Those numbers are the star rating on the hotel. There's one pin dot that's in orange, and that's because that's the hotel we're currently resting on in the hotel listing. When you click on any of these pin dots, it will sort through the list and highlight the hotel on the pin dot that you've selected. What's great about ezBOOK on this mapping is that it is a Google map. You can zoom in on the mapping. If you need something on a specific street or near a specific address, you can zoom in as close as you need to zoom in to find. Perhaps you need a hotel that's right near this place called Club Space. Well, you'll notice this little 3 here is closest, and you can click on that, and that will bring you to this Holiday Inn that's here. So that's what's really great about this mapping capability. You can zoom out again to see the whole listing of hotels, or again, you can zoom in, you can move the map over, you can do everything that you would normally do with a Google map. So once you've decided on the hotel that you're looking for, and I'm going to look up this JW Marriott that I was looking at previously, and this is at 1109 Brickell Avenue in Miami. I'm going to click on the hotel, and that's going to bring me up all the hotel information and rates. What it's doing now is loading all the different supplier rates that we have, and the results, as you see, are quite large. We have net and EasyNet, GDS, and web rates available at this hotel. So that's all the opportunity you have to get either the best rate for your customer or perhaps the best commission structure for you. You'll notice it tells me the dates that I'm booking, the hotel I'm booking, the address, and there are photos here that you can scroll through, moving on either side of the arrows. And then we have our columns with our rate listings, rooms, etc. I do want to just scroll down and show you hotel information. Amenities are listed down at the bottom, as well as its location on the map again. So here we have our columns with our rates and information. What's very nice is you can actually sort by the columns. So payment type, for example. If I sort by that, it shows me these are the rooms that require a deposit. These are the rooms that require just a credit card to guarantee. And these are rooms that require a prepayment. Any of the columns can be dragged by clicking on them and dragging them over to the top here, and then clicking the X to return it. So again, the cancel policies can be moved over. The inventory type can be moved over. Any of these fields can be moved over to sort by. You'll notice in the room, it tells you a little bit about the room type itself, and then depending on the supplier, and you'll notice here, this says deluxe double room only, whereas this one says deluxe room 1 king or 2 double, gives you more information, and that's based on the supplier. We don't have a lot of control over what they display, but most of the rooms, I would say, give you a nice bit of information on what the room type is. You have the inventory type. It tells you again net, EasyNet, GDS, and web rates. And then you'll notice we have a column called rate type. And the rate type column is blank except next to any of the rates that are GDS rates. And the reason being is a rate type is showing you what type of rate that is. Whereas EasyNets, nets, and webs can be booked by anybody. GDS rates do sometimes include AAA rates, AARP rates, perhaps an advanced deposit rate that your customer doesn't want to deal with, like this one here. So what I do is I'm just hovering over the I, and it's opening up a box here, and it's telling me that this particular rate is an advanced purchase and requires prepayment in full. And this rate here just says regular rate. Next to it is the payment. This is whether or not it's a prepay, a guarantee, or a deposit. EasyNet, net rates, and web rates will always be prepay, meaning that at the time of booking, the customer's credit card is going to be charged, or perhaps it's your agency card or your card if they're paying you directly. But that card will be charged at the time of booking. Guarantee simply means that the hotel is going to hold the room with the credit card and the customer will pay at the hotel. A deposit is next to a GDS rate, and it's when the hotel requires, as in this case, an advanced purchase rate, and it will tell you that a deposit is required. The next column is the cancel info, and you'll notice there are a couple of different icons, and they really don't tell you too much information. But what you do is when you click on the icon, and this one you have to click on, not hover, but you click on it, it will bring you up the cancellation box. And this one says there's free cancellation until May 14th. So that means that even though this is a prepay net rate, if you book it and your customer needs to cancel it, as long as they do so before May 14th, they will receive a full refund. Scrolling down here, I just wanted to show you on this GDS rate with the deposit a little bit of a difference, because this one is going to tell you that if the reservation is canceled on or after March 4th, well, yesterday was March 4th. Well, what that means is that this reservation cannot be canceled without penalty. So you want to make sure when you're booking a reservation that the rate is something you want, the commission structure is something you want, and the cancel policy works within your customer's travel plans. The next column is our average price per night, and the wonderful thing about ezBOOK is we include the taxes on this column up front. So no more guessing, oh, I'm looking at a rate $225, but when I click to book it, it turns into $265. This $225.26 is the rate, and that does include the taxes. The commission percentage is blank here, and you'll notice underneath it there are all commission percentages. And again, these are our net rates. So there is no commission already added. You do need, as in the commission estimate, to add a markup. All the other rates do show an estimated commission that you'll earn if you book that rate, except for the net rates. Here is the total, and with net rates, that's the total before your markup that the customer would pay. So with a net rate, how do you do that? You click the book button, and this is bringing up our booking page. On the booking page, this booking card here shows you a total of $225.26 for the night. And it does show you a box here that says markup. Now I can add a markup of $100 to this rate, and that will change the total that my customer is going to be charged to $325.26. The great thing about markups is they don't show as a separate charge for your customer. They're included as part of the rate. So they'll see their confirmation, and it'll say your card has been billed $325.26 for this reservation. And going back, we'll look at the rates. This is still a great deal for your customer, and you're making $100 on this booking. Now, underneath that, you'll see the service fee box. And as Patty said, many agents, that your customers know that your time and expertise is very valuable, and we don't earn a lot for booking reservations. So you can add a service fee, any amount that you negotiate that your customers understand. The service fee, and you can add that to the booking, but that will appear as a separate charge and will show as a service fee, whereas the markups do not. If you decide your customer doesn't want a prepaid rate, you can click the back button, and that goes back to the previous page where you can select other rates. Now, a great feature about ezBOOK that I also wanted to point out is you've done all this work, you're on this page. Maybe this was somebody that sent you an email and you're working on that for them. And then you get another phone call or somebody walks into the office and you need to book a reservation for them quickly. You don't want to lose all this information. Well, if you'll notice up here, we have this tab, it says hotels, and right next to it there is a little plus sign. When I click on that plus sign, I'm able to open up another search box. So on this other search box, if my customer is traveling to Seattle, Washington, I can select that. I can select the dates that they're traveling and the rooms, etc., just like we did for Miami. And this way it's bringing up all my information for Seattle. And in the meanwhile, back on tab number 1, here's all my information still here for the JW Marriott. And again, what I wanted to show everyone is the $225 here is the rate including tax, and the lowest GDS that's anywhere near that is a 316 rate. So you have all that playroom between that rate and that rate that your customer is still getting a great deal and you're getting a great markup. Or you can book all the EasyNet rates, which are automatically marked up 15%. So I'm going to move over and I'm going to go to my Seattle hotels. And again, just the same as with the the Miami search that I did, I have my hotel listings. I can type in the hotel that I want or sort through by name, by price, by any of that information. I can click on this hotel, which again is near the seaport there, and the cruise port, I should say, and that will bring me up the rates and availability at this hotel. And here we have nets and easy nets and web rates. This hotel doesn't have any GDS showing, but isn't it great? We still have it available for you through the net, EasyNet, and web. And again, we have a rate here of $168.95 is the net rate, and the lowest available web rate is $333.75. Now that means what your customer is going to see on Priceline or Orbitz or Expedia is going to be that $333.75. And you've got that room already for $168.95. So even if you add $100 a night to that booking, your customer is getting a great deal, and you're still making a nice profit on that. So that's what's really wonderful about using ezBOOK. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to find my customer. They just want a reservation that they can guarantee. They don't want to prepay it. Even though it's paying more, they don't care. They just want something they can guarantee because they're not sure. They just want to hold it for now. So this one has free cancellation until 5/14, and this is the rate that I'm going to select for them. And I'm going to click the book button now. What you'll notice when the box comes up here, there is no longer a space for me to enter my markup. It just shows me my commission of $25.31. And again, that's because this rate is a GDS rate. It's not a net rate, so there is no markup available. I can still add my service fee, which I can add for any of my rate types. Here I would select Mr., Mrs., etc., and I'm going to type in the customer name here and their address. And what I do, I like to put in my email address as the email address instead of the customer's. The reason being, I want to see the confirmation before I send it to my customer. I want to make sure I spelled their name right, that I booked the right dates, I did all that. That's entirely up to you, but that's my hint to you. I'm also going to show you how you can reprint and resend confirmations. So if you send it to yourself and then you want to email it to your customer, you can do that. Once my information is here, I'm going to move on to the payment details section. I'm going to enter my credit card number. And again, on this reservation, I'm just using a credit card to guarantee. And then I'm going to enter my expiration and the security code. Now here's where this is going to be the name on the credit card. Perhaps I'm not using the customer's credit card. I'm using an agency card or a corporate card, something like that. So if I'm putting in Bob Jones, I can do that just to make sure it matches the card. If the address is the same, I can copy from the customer details, or if it wasn't, I could change the information. The next section is the room allocation and remarks. So the first adult in the room is Mr. Testy Tester. I'm going to put his wife in the room. And if I don't fill this in and I have selected 2 adults, it's going to put Mr. Testy Tester in there twice, just to let you know. And here's where I can enter my special request information. I could say perhaps high floor, quiet room, or, if it's a honeymoon couple or anything like that, that'll get passed to the hotel. Right now, I'm just going to type in that it's a test booking. There's a section here that says read before you book. I'm going to read that. It says that this is the Marriott senior discount rate. It's 1 king or 2 double beds. It says rollaway beds are not permitted, etc. It doesn't say anything about a prepayment required. My customers are seniors, so they're fine with booking that. Here's my hotel details. And again, this looks just like the previous page, only smaller. We've got the hotel pictures, we've got the room type, the rate type, the guarantee, and the cancel info again here. And this is free cancellation until 5/16. Here's my information on the hotel and the amenities and the mapping. Once I confirm this is definitely the hotel I want to book, I'm going to click off that I accept the cancellation policy, etc., and hit confirm booking. This is going out to the hotel and saying I want to book this reservation. And here I have my status has come back okay. And that's what I want to see. That means my booking has gone through without any glitches, any problems at all. I can refresh my search results if I want to search the city some more, or if I'm done with this booking, I can click the close button. This is going to bring me back to my manage orders section. Now I do want to let you know we still have that box that's open with our search for Seattle. So again, you don't lose that by moving over to another tab. I can open as many tabs as I need to and never lose that first tab, which is wonderful on that. So I'm going to go into manage orders, and this is where you'll see and manage your bookings. You'll notice the first thing that opens is a date range search, and a search, and you can put in the order ID, the customer's name, or you don't have to put anything. You can simply close out this box here, and it will bring you all the bookings that you've made in date order. The most recent booking that you made will be up top. You'll notice here, this is my order in Miami, Florida from May 19th to the 20th at the JW Marriott. It's a GDS booking, and if I'm not sure, if I don't remember if it was a prepayment or not, I can click on this cancellation policy, and in these hotel remarks is where I'll see if it's a prepayment or not on a GDS. And again, remember, web rates, net rates, and easy nets are all prepay. My status is okay, which is what I want to see. And now you'll notice there is a little blue half circle here with an eye in it. When I click on that, it's going to bring me up all the details of the reservation. It's going to show me my estimated commission under estimated profit. It's going to tell me how much the customer is going to pay at the hotel, or if it was a prepayment, how much they've paid. If I did add a markup to it, it would say that under the markup section here. My supplier confirmation information. Here's the confirmation with the hotel since this is a GDS. Here's the payment details, whose credit card I use, the last four numbers and their address. And the guests in the room. It's my main customer is Mr. Testy Tester, and in the room are Mr. and Mrs. Testy Tester. Here's the hotel remark section again. And if you'll notice here, here's my agent remark that I said it was a test booking. If for any reason my customer has lost their confirmation, or I lost it before I sent it, or anything like that, right underneath where I clicked on that little half circle, there is a blue box that says Documents. I click on the Documents box that opens up a pop-up window, and here is my customer confirmation. I click on that, and bear with me a minute. There we go. And you'll notice this little orange box down here says Download. I can click Download. That will give me a copy of the confirmation in a PDF file, or I can click this little Send Email box, and I can type in any email address, and it will send to that email address. And if you've noticed, the little orange box here now says Send Email instead of the Download. If I take away this check mark, it goes back to Download. So that's where you will be able to reprint your documents. Also, moving over here, if your customer calls and needs to cancel the booking, we have the cancel box here. I want to remind everybody how you got here, because I know this is going to happen way after you make the booking, and you're going to say, now how do I get there again? So you're going to log into ezBOOK, and I hope you've all by now, you've bookmarked ezBOOKbyabc.com. You'll click your Book Hotels Now button. That's going to bring you to this Manage Orders page. You're going to click on Manage Orders. You're going to either search for the booking or close the search box out. You'll click on the little blue eye, and then here's your cancel box. Click on the cancel box. It'll bring you up the cancel policy again, and all you need to do is click cancel reservation. It's that simple, and it's now changed the status to canceled and sent the cancellation through. That's all of it. I mean, it's really simple. You can search again for multiple cities, multiple hotels, you know, opening different windows up. You'll see the rates are terrific. You know, we have all the EasyNet and web and GDS rates you could hope for. And it really is the one place you need to go when you're booking any type of booking, and most especially that pre and post cruise stay. A couple of other things I wanted to show you. You've seen my contact information, but you're never going to remember it. You don't want to go back to this whole thing to see it. Right here on the ezBOOK homepage, whether you're logged in or not, if you can't remember your login, there's a Contact Us button. And when you click the Contact Us button, our phone number is right here. Or you can simply fill out the comments in this comment section and send us off an email, and we'll get back to you as soon as humanly possible. So all that information is just simply on the Contact Us form right on the home page of ezBOOK. We have a Manage Profile section here. If your username or, if your email address or phone number or anything ever changes, you can update that as well. So that really completes my tour of the website, the booking engine. There are plenty of other things that you can view on the website itself. We work with some shore excursions with a company called ShoreFox, and we work with a partnership with a company called Rumor. If you're interested, you can click on those and learn more about those. But that really is our booking engine, and that's, I know, why you all came today. So I am going to turn it back. Patty, I don't know if you wanted to say a few more words or if we're going to go straight to questions at this time. But thanks, everyone.
Well, Judy, that was an excellent presentation. I certainly learned a lot. And, you know, before we take questions, I just wanted to remind everyone, Judy has showed you how to book a Marriott hotel. And for many folks who have a clear identification, they can't get paid commission directly through Marriott. So all your commissions are safe with ABC, and yes, you can book Marriott, GDS, Net, web rates here. And, you know, Judy mentioned pre and post hotels. ezBOOK is a wonderful tool for that. And what I thought was extremely important is how you can open up multiple searches at one time. So imagine you've got a tour of somebody going to Vienna, Rome, you know, and you want to look at both those cities at once. This is a wonderful tool. And again, we don't know what the best rate value is going to be at any given city or any given hotel, but you're always going to find it on ezBOOK. So remember today that we are going to award two $50 certificates to the attendees of this webinar, and let's take some questions.
Okay, thank you. That was a fantastic presentation. We do have many questions. I'll get to as many as I can, and I want to remind our agents on this call that this webinar is being recorded. I know there was a lot of information, and if you want to watch it again, it's being recorded. You'll be able to view it both on the Travel Professional Community in our webinar archives group, and also on Tom Ogg's YouTube channel. So let's see about some of these questions. Once the agent registers on this website, is it possible to change the username if necessary?
The username cannot be changed. We'd have to re-register. We can change for it, of course, but the username we do need to keep as it is because it does tie back to the account itself.
Okay. Does the information include those hotels that have a park and cruise option, where you can leave your car there while you cruise?
Yes, if the hotels do supply that rate to either through our GDS link or through the any of our providers, it will display in the system. Some of those I do want to point out. Some hotels do not pay commission on those rates, so sometimes they don't appear in the listings, and you can only book those directly. But if the hotel does pay commissions, it will appear.
You mentioned that for the net rates, when agents put in a markup, that doesn't appear as a markup to the client. How do these service fees appear to the client on those hotels that they want to add service fees to?
So those do appear as a service fee, as a separate charge, and it does say service fee. And again, that's why I say it's important that your customers, know your value to them, and appreciate that your expertise is worth a small service fee to get your expertise in booking that for them.
Okay, and speaking of fees, the rates that include taxes, if you're booking a hotel that has a resort fee, is that included as well?
The resort fees are not. They would be, you'd be able to see what those are generally in the hotel information section, but no, those are not included. Just the taxes are included.
Is this system available to non-U.S. travel agents, to Canadian agents, or agents in other countries?
Absolutely, absolutely. We welcome everybody from all over the world to register and use the site. Absolutely.
Okay, fantastic. For home-based agents who are part of a host agency, are there any issues in using this, with your own username and password?
Oh, no, it's absolutely just like I showed you. You sign up for your own account. You just get registered under that host agency, so the commissions go through your host agency, but you have your own account. It's all yours to scroll through and to look at your confirmations and your reservations and all of that. It's just who your commissions get paid to.
Okay, fantastic. And when an agent just to confirm, when an agent puts in a markup on a net rate, that markup is per night and not per the whole reservation if it's multi-nights.
No, the markup is in total. So if they have 5 nights and they want to add $50 per night, they'd want to add $250 markup. It's just going to be on the total because it shows a total to the customer.
Okay. Some agents are asking what various rates you show. Do you show a AAA rate? Do you show a hotel online rate? Where do you get your comparison rates from?
I'm not sure I quite understand our comparison rates, but we show any of the rates that through the GDS that the hotels make available. So as you saw, the one that I booked was a senior rate. We have AAA rates that do appear. We don't have all AAA rates because some AAA rates they do not allow booking by agents. I know I used to work with AAA, but if the hotel makes that available through the GDS, those rates do show. A lot of times, though, the net and the web rate are gonna beat the pants off of those rates.
Okay, that's good. What type of credentials do travel agents need to have? A CLIA number, a true code? What do you accept as far as credentials?
We accept IATA, CLIA, True, ARC, and PIDS numbers, yes.
Okay, and one of our agents wants to know if...
And did I say ARC? I'm sorry, and ARC,
yes.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think you did. Is there a place where you collect information about travel agent rates that each of these hotels offers?
We don't currently have anything like that, but that's a great idea, and I will mention that to the management.
I would like to say some hotels do load travel agent rates in the GDS, and if they did, it would show as a travel agent rate.
Okay, excellent. A couple of our newer agents would like just a short explanation about what is a GDS and what kind of rate does that show. What are you showing when you show a GDS rate?
So what the GDS, and the technical term, Global Distribution System. So many of you have heard about Sabre and Pegasus and Amadeus. Those are all forms of GDSs. Those are basically what we call the hotel direct rates. The hotels are loading those rates into these systems, and the confirmations go directly through the hotel systems. So that's basically what a GDS is. And Patty, maybe you can explain a little more about how the corporate travel agents, have access to GDS and how it works on ezBOOK for them.
Absolutely. You know, what's important is that the GDS systems have been used by retail agents for years. And again, like I mentioned, American Express, Carlson, and they use these rates to book all of their hotels, and it's managed travel. So, you know, very soon, in addition to GDS, you will also be seeing our ABC negotiated rates, which are the rates that our agencies use that have volume accounts. So what the GDS does is it has over probably 150,000 hotels worldwide, and these are only the hotels, though, that provide their rates through the GDS. What's important is that you have net rates and web rates, because there's another group of hotels that don't offer their rates through the GDS. So by having access to both, GDS rates typically aren't shown to the consumer, so it's really a B2B rate. So you have both. You have a business site and you have rates that are shown to the customers. And our net rates are only shown to travel agents. So it really is a professional travel agent site.
Great, thank you. Is there any lag time between the time an agent registers on your site and when they can actually start selling hotels?
So during Monday through Friday business hours, I usually, and my team gets to those applications within a half an hour or so. There are, if they sign up over the weekends, we have people covering and logging in when they can to approve. So we say up to one business day, but generally it's much sooner than that.
Okay, excellent. Do agents have any recourse if a client gets in touch with them and says they found a lower rate someplace else?
A lot of our rates are refundable. We can't change the rate that's booked. We don't have a way to renegotiate rates, but again, because so many of the rates, even the net and the web rates, are refundable, that if their customer is able to find something that they can book for them at a lower rate, many of them are refundable, and that would be the only caveat that I have there.
Okay. One of our agents wants to know if there's a consumer booking engine for this site that he can put on his website at this time without showing, obviously, the commission details and whatnot.
We are working on that. We hope to launch the ability of that, I guess, Patty, I would say probably before the end of Q2. But yeah, very, very soon.
Okay, that's great. Just to go over one point, if you're booking different cities for one client, does that reservation, do those hotels go onto one reservation, or do you need to book separate reservations per city?
You do need to book separate reservations for each city. You can book, multiple rooms at one hotel under one reservation, but for each city or, each hotel, you would need a different reservation.
Is there information about how to break out the room rate from the tax rate if the agent wants to see the taxes separately?
The only time that it actually comes up is actually on that little confirm box that pops up. It tells you the total and the taxes there. Other than that, it's pretty much lumped together for the customer at this point. I know there have been discussions about showing it separately. I'm not sure when and if that will occur, but right now that's really, so when you're making the booking, you can take a screenshot of that little box that said your booking is confirmed with the OK status, and it shows the tax amount.
Okay, excellent. If an agent is part of a host agency, does the commission get sent to the host agency or directly to the agent?
It does get sent to the host agency.
Okay, and we'll take a couple of more questions. I want to remind everyone, because there are a lot of questions here, that Judy's contact information is up on your screen, and we do urge everybody who has questions to get in touch with Judy or Patty and get the rest of your questions answered. Let's see, a couple of more questions. One agent wants to know if you can explain the resell reservation.
Sure, I'd be happy to. So we are partnering with a company called Rumor. Rumor offers you the ability, if you book a non-refundable reservation for your customer, they have the ability to post and try and resell that reservation for you. And they have a way with the hotels that they can change it to your customer, the new customer's name, so that your customer doesn't lose all of the cost of the room, and you protect your commissions on that. And that is, it's a partnership. We've just, we offer this to our agents as a courtesy because we think that's a great thing, and that's working with Rumor. And you just click on the resale reservation, and you're brought to the Rumor site, and you can start working with them by clicking all the information there.
Fantastic. And we'll take one final question because we're running out of time, and that is, in the information area, when you do a booking, can agents put in the client's hotel frequent booking number? Does that get transmitted to the hotel?
So to explain, on the GDS bookings, that's definitely where I would put that, and that will transmit in most GDS rates. The hotels will accept a frequent number. With net and web rates, most hotels do not give points frequent stay cards for net and web rates. So while we will send it to the hotel, it's no guarantee that they're going to get credit for that, but that is where you would enter that information.
Fantastic. We do have many questions, so again, please direct your questions to Judy or Patty directly, and they will be getting a copy of all these questions as well. And then, Patty, will you get in touch with the agents who win the gifts today, or how is that going to work?
Absolutely. We'll also send you a note. So we will do that today and get that the winners out this afternoon.
Fantastic. I want to thank our guest hosts today, ABC Global Services, and our speakers, who are Patty Free, Vice President of Business Development, and Judy Boediger, Customer Service Manager for ezBOOK. Thanks so much, Patty and Judy.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you to all of the agents who are on this call. We really appreciate your being here, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.